officially live for round 4 Canada. We'll just wait for people to, get into the party and ready up. Big C, you do need to make a new party soon, not now. Give it a bit of time.
Some chocolate cake. And some ice cream.
Definitely getting into the spirit, aren't you, for this one? So hello to our one viewer.
That's probably Ash.
You need to select spectate, by the way.
I will. Don't you worry.
Because we're ready to go in like
Oh,
2
you're
minutes.
ready to go, are we?
2 minutes.
Hopefully there's no restarts for a change.
Yeah, I can't be fucked. I'll restart my PlayStation and not turn it back on.
Aaron, is there a way to have your chat box like Lickle so you can see like the comments on the right hand side?
Well, when you're on the YouTube, mate, you can actually, on the right hand side, you can actually do the live chat, so you can actually look back and see what people have said during the race.
I don't think you can do it on the YouTube app because I just watch it on my phone.
Oh, on your phone. I don't know.
There's an option saying live chat on it, as I do it.
Yeah, it's beside share and like download a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it, to be honest. It gets in the way.
You can turn it off when you're watching the video, and then scroll down to the bottom if you felt like hold it straight up and read in there.
Yeah. So, Lordy Boy is one of the viewers in the stream, fallen from grace from the PSGL F1 League, had some good seasons out there. Youngest PSGL champion joining us as well, which is good. But Big C, what do you make of Canada?
Yeah, I think it's a legendary circuit. The circuit Gilles Villeneuve, named after one of the greatest drivers not to win a title in F1. Gilles Villeneuve tragically passed away, but lots of fan chicanes. The fan chicane, touched the wall of champions. It's a circuit I've won many times, and I think the key here is corner cutting penalties because people get too excited. So yeah, it should be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Do you want me to leave this party so you can?
No, that's fine. We will leave the party when it starts, mate. Don't you worry. But we've got experienced drivers in here, like Mr. Grumpy, looking to absolutely decorate the circuit with what he's got on offer. And Big C, all about Mr. Grumpy.
Yeah. See, this isn't why you're not allowed to do. You have to do FP commentary. You're not allowed to do it because it just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
But Big C, Mr. Grumpy, will he be wrenching that car around? He's in the Red Bull today.
I think Mr. Grumpy can wrench your car around, but we saw at the last phase at Silverstone in FP, sometimes too much experience just gets to people. You're stuck in your bad ways, and Mr. Grumpy just was affected. So hopefully, he's got over it, and he's still running F4, so hopefully he can transfer that to the FP grid.
No, I understand, Big C, but, one driver under the microscope, especially this race, is Oogie Azim. Can't do anything right with the wheel at the moment. Suffering from broken results in both FP, F1, and last season in F1 and FP. It's just not going right for him, is it?
I think Oogie Azim deserves a lot of respect for what he's achieved on the site. Many wins, many podium finishes, and many damaged front wings. But we'll see how it goes tonight. Yeah,
I mean, there's a large worry about Oogie Azim this race. It's now or never. Confidence at an all-time low. Could he be captured in the Wall of Champions? But I don't think he is a champion. Maybe not. So while we wait for the race to get underway, let's get the thoughts of Mr. Grumpy before he takes to the track. Grumps, what do you think you can do
here? Not very well, to be honest. Not done any practice for it. No. So I'm not expecting much.
I believe in you.
Well, we'll see what happens. And what about Tom? I believe, are you the championship leader? You've had some great results in FP. What can you do?
Probably start from the back and go from the back because the Toro Rosso's a lovely car to drive around here, so I should be more positive. I don't know why I'm being so negative. It's going to be a great result. I reckon me and Wacko probably going to be 1 and 3, I can feel it now. Positive result coming in.
Alright, good luck, guys. I'm going to join Big C in the stream. Take care.
What strategy is it, boy?
So, joining us today, we've got a pit lane reporter and Josh Roberts, and we've got Big C here, as well. So, Josh, what can you see out there from the pit lane? Loads of cars coming
stood
out.
in the pit lane. Yeah, lots of cars obviously leaving the garage ready to start the laps. I've checked the weather forecast, dry in all of quality, so I mean a fairly standard session looks like, and just getting the fuel in the cars, getting the suspension set up right, learning the corners. I'm on board with Abby Oden in the pit lane, and he's over revving the engine, that's an issue, but we'll see what these drivers can do on their out laps.
Big C, Ash Fest is going to be one of the first drivers to set in that one. He's got a huge gaggle of cars behind him, really gagging at the rear end of that Williams. What could happen here tonight? Well, Big C speechless, can't talk about his teammate, maybe strict, media regulations in the contract or of some sort. But Ash Fest
They're really
here.
queuing up on the back straight, aren't they? Ready to start the lap. It's going to be interesting to see if they get enough space. If you get too close to the car in front, the dirty air affects you, and you might be hitting the wall, saying goodbye to your session early on. So.
Exactly, Josh, and he's on the hyper soft, so those tyres will be screaming through turn one. And look at Ash Fested looking smooth. Car number 13, a man who likes his bad luck as he drifts around the corner in the Williams. Not a lot of downforce in that car. It'll be good for the straights, but look at that, he's having to wrench the car to get right to the edge of the circuit. This man is on the fly. He's got a little bit of traffic up the road. It's a slow moving pass. I don't know if that's AMS, but he gets right out of the way. And Ash Best continues on his way here, Josh. I'm looking at him at the moment. He's absolutely wrenching that car, isn't he?
He's really wrenching it, isn't it? It's like always almost up the wall there. But yeah, really wrenching it. He's gone to overtake for the straight. Using all the exploits that the game provides him. Nice apex there. And, yeah, really wrenching the Williams around the track.
Yeah, and I wonder what Big C makes of this. A man who just can't watch his teammate at the moment in the F1 league.
Yeah, I think Ash Best, in the Williams through the finals, you're getting the Water Champions Day. Ash is a champion, one of the best drivers on the site, but he's going to struggle today as he drives to the line. And it is a 9-9 in the Williams, the slowest car on the grid, so a strong up. But Toro Rosso for Waco on a 9-9 as well. So I think Ash has a lot of credit for that. But yeah, AMS Kerr, as he's known as, on a 10-5 here, and I don't know what you make out on the Supers.
Giuliano Manu in the Haas. Here we go. Currently in 7th place. And invalidates his lap time. Well, who else is
Warren
that?
Hager, and he's on the super soft tyres, and he's been in overtake for the whole lap. Naivety from Warren Hager, wasting the ERS. I'm not sure what he's going to do in the super softs. Let's see.
Yeah, Mr. Grumpy to the line in the Red Bull.
Oh,
What's he going to do?
sorry.
Mr. Grumpy invalidated. Invalidated up 11-0 from Mr. Grumpy. It's Ugi in P4 Bugatti on a 10-1 on the ultra softs there. So a variation in tyres so far. Obviously,
But who needs a Bugatti when there's a Renault here? But is it a bird? Is it a plane? It's Warren Hayes, Big C.
Yeah, Warren Haig on those red marked Supersoft tyres. Look at that deployment. He's got enough deployment. The airs is running out as he comes into the final chicane. Warren Haig, one of the most experienced drivers tackle chicane. Not enough curve there. Doesn't have the confidence, but look at that. He's out of deployment. The Renault is out of deployment as he comes to the line. And it's a 10-6 for Warren Haig. P8, Aaron. Only P8.
Big C, there's another man out there. It's JP Greenwood. And Josh, you know all about this man. JP Greenwood absolutely wrenches the car for every corner. Even down the straight, you can really feel the way he wrenches as we go on board.
Driver, he's one of those drivers. I'm on board right now. Even when the car is straight, the steering wheel is moving from side to side. His hands can't stay still. But it's a fantastic style. It really heats the tyres up. And you can see there's a driver in front weaving. We'll see if it puts him off. Going to the final chicane now.
Mr. Grumpy.
Oh, I think it put him off a little bit. Because that
JP
final chicane
Greenwood
didn't look right.
keeps it out of the wall. I don't know if he's picked up a puncher, has he? No. He doesn't use the DRS across the line and look really creeps across the line, doesn't he? CC Brain here going to complete a lap time, Big C.
Yeah, CC Brain, you know, he had a great result last night in F1, you know. A nice guy, but, you know, nice guys don't tend to win, but, you know, the McLaren Renault lacks straight line speed. It's a very draggy car, so, you know, it's going to be a tough one for Brain today.
Well, he looks alright at the moment.
It does indeed, but look at that here, and King Don Martin's on provisional pole position. So, you know, he's up there. I think he's in the Ferrari, so, you know, sort of expected for Martin. F4, over 30 years of age, so, you know, there's a lot of experience. You know, he's been around the block, as Martin. You know, he knows how to get the job done.
Yeah, so, well, you know, like Jenny from the block, it's Kingdom Martin from the block. But Kingdom Martin and Joel Bixby, they've had a bit of history.
Mr. Grumpy's purple.
Oh,
sorry, Tim, but Mr. Oh, he pits? Oh, we must he invalidated. Too much experience.
He needs to set a lap time. But Big C, you know, Kingdom Martin and Joel have had some words in the past, you know. Martin said Joel was an F1 worthy, and now he finds himself in F2.
Sometimes, you know, what Martin said was probably actually correct. Maybe it was a bit out of line, but I think Martin is a man who speaks the truth. A CC Brain in the McLaren Renault takes provisional pole position, but yeah, I think Martin just said it how it is. Joel, you know, he's in F2. I think that's the place where his pace is most appropriate. So.
Yeah, fair enough. And we're going to give a little bit of airtime here to Dano in P18 on the Ferrari. I'm expecting him to be going up the grid a little bit.
I think Dano, there's a lot. He's an FP veteran. When you think of FP, you think of drivers like Dano and Drew Hoping. I think Dano, you know, he doesn't go in the equal leagues, but you know, he earns his wage in Formula Performance. So you know, it's great to see him still here, you know, in the beautiful Ferrari here at the circuit. Gilles Villeneuve, obviously Gilles Villeneuve, an iconic Ferrari driver.
Yes, we understand, but you know, it's time to move on. You know, Gilles Villeneuve no longer with us. But who is with us? It's Josh Roberts, the pit lane reporter. Can you see anything in the pit lane? What tyres are people going for?
No, I'm in the pit lane at the moment. Ugi Azim just exits the pit lane on the hyper soft tyres. Obviously a broken driver at the moment. You know, struggling to keep the car on track, struggling with results. But he'll be hoping to do a good lap. And also AMS leaving the pits on the super soft side. Oh, there's a traffic jam here. Just have a look. There's a traffic jam. AMS. Forward out the pit lane.
Ashbeth's out. He's crashed.
Yeah, embarrassing. Oh my goodness!
Ashbeth.
Dano nearly went right into Ashbeth's broken Williams. Oh dear me! What was Dano thinking there? Sometimes you lose your mind in FP. Ask Ugi Azim. He's a prime example.
But like Ashbeth has lost the car on entry into the chicane, so yeah, that Williams lacks rear downforce. Claire Williams looks on in the pit lane. There's a lot of traffic out there. Chicken Owens is also out there in the Red Bull Racing car, only 8 seconds off the pace. So you know, there's a lot to come from a lot of drivers this session.
Abby Oden's on the flying lap down the back straight. Josh, you can see him very clearly from the pit lane coming down at 255 miles an hour.
He speeds past my hand, you know. The wind blowing past me as he goes past, and nice pink helmet. He says fastest lap.
Unbelievable. Chicken Owens responds, puts his ankle to shame as flying through him is 1.3 seconds behind. Chicken Owens here. But who else is going to be on a flying lap? I think AMK? No. Wacko.
Here, Mr. Grumpy. He's yet to set a time this session, and he's flying out there. Look at the Red Bull, undulates through the tricky chicane. You know, he keeps the race. There's a bit of oversteer on the exit, so Mr. Grumpy's struggling with the Red Bull.
Jolion and Manu.
There's too many cars, but Jolion and Manu. Rubbish. Rubbish.
Here, and he's on a long run there. 6 laps on those super softs, so you know, he's getting the mileage in early, warming up the car for that final run at the end of the session on the hyper soft tyres. But it's going to be Mr. Grumpy. Activates the DRS. He's got plenty of deployment as we come down to the final chicane. Nah, too tentative there. Not aggressive enough, but he is experienced and he knows how to get a lap. But Mr. Grumpy,
11 seconds off the pace. Big C, 11 seconds off the pace from my readings. This is not good news for Mr. Grumpy. He's definitely filled the tank up for this practice session. for Oogie Azim. Here we go, a back straight. What can go wrong down here? Not much, but with this man, you just never know. Very fragile. You know, look at him in the
He's
McLaren.
out of fuel, and he's got
Oh
no fuel
no,
left.
he is on. He's got fuel.
Embarrassing.
He's got fuel.
Are you sure?
I don't know. The
He's not really
readings aren't
deploying
right.
the deployment, so I think he's going to be returning to pit lane.
I think he's, yeah. No fuel.
Who else is out there, Big C?
Jack Tyler's attacking the circuit through the first. He's had a torrid week, DNFs and F6 and F5 back-to-back days for the young man, but he's 3 tenths off in the first sector on his lap. So Jack Tyler will be looking to get well inside that top 5, top 6 bracket in that Force India.
And Jack
Best
Tyler's
straight line
also
speed
had a
on the grid.
number of injections as well. So this man looking to inject his car into the race circuit here in the Sahara Force India. My apologies, the Racing Point Force India, as Vijay Manya is getting handcuffed behind us as we speak. You know, Josh, what can you see in the pit lane?
Yeah, I see Vijay Mallya right now. You know, the press flanking him from all angles. He's been taken away by 2, you know, Bangladeshian security guards either side of him. You know, escorting him away from the track after the fraud. You know, it's a shame for the team, but you know, I think things can only go up from here from drivers like JP Greenwood and who else is in the Force India? The Jack Tylers.
No, I agree. And Big C, Warren Hayes are on a flying lap
Yeah,
at the moment.
that's what I was wanting. I think Warren Hayes got the track to himself, you know. Warren Hayes been around a long time, and he's using the overtake in the hairpin. So that's an interesting choice, isn't it, Josh? The overtake in the low-speed corners.
Yeah, it's a, you know, maybe he's struggling with the corner entry speed on low speed corners, but yeah, he's going to run out by the end of the lap, I think. He did it on the first time round. Let's see if it happens again. Coming through final chicane now, nice curb usage. But yeah, he's going to run out of deployment. P7's not bad.
And Mr. Grumpy.
He is on the ultra. Sorry, he is on the ultra soft tyres.
That's a good lap.
So it's a good lap. But look at CC Brains. CC Brains now out on a set of ultra soft. So you know, I'm loving the split strategies among the. Even JP Greenwood's out there on a set of ultra. It was out on the ultra softs. Perhaps we'll see him on the super softs at the end of the session. You know what JP's like. So you know, there's a lot to get our teeth into, I think, this session.
Yeah,
But what about
hopefully.
Giuliani Manu? 8 flat on the super softs in the Haas, you know, really tuning himself into this race circuit, isn't he? Using it as a practice session almost.
Agreed.
And what
I
can you
think
see?
Dano 94, he came out to put a heat cycle through those hyper soft tyres. Obviously came across a stricken Ash best. I think it maybe scared him a bit. Maybe, you know, damaged the car. So, you know, internally, I mean, you know, maybe wet the car. So he's come back to the pits just to, you know, figure out what he's going to do. I hope he goes out again because, you know, Dano, a veteran of the FP League, as Big C said. You know, when I think of FP, I think of Dano. I've raced him for years. I know Ugi Azim's raced him for years. I know he's, you know, I remember him winning a Brazil race in a Red Bull in season 14. And we'll see what he can do, you know, this race.
Yeah, and I don't know who else is going to be going out there. I think Kingdom Martin is out there. I think he's just about to start a lap, so we'll go on board with a Ferrari driver, currently 4 tenths off pole position. So this is effectively going to be one of his final runs, and he will get the best of his tyre compound at this very moment in time. We're on board with the Ferrari as Kingdom chucks it through the corner. In the Ferrari kisses the wall, and this is looking to be a good lap as the marshal waves the green flags behind him. Bit of traffic up the road. It's a Sauber that gets right out of the way. This,
Yeah, it was AMS. AMS didn't have a little spin, so AMS only has 2 points in F1 this season. He finished 4th in F1 last season. Now he's got only 2 points, so harsh realities for AMS. But yeah, Kingdom Martin will be looking to take pole position. Currently, a Red Bull is on pole, so the Ferrari will surely be putting his name right up there. It's going to be P5, 4 tenths off, so yeah. But Martin will be one. So he's backed off. I think he's on my way. He's backed off. So we'll have to find someone else to keep an eye on.
Chicken Ohms, I think, just started a lap.
Chicken Owens, yeah, we'll go on board with him. I like that helmet design.
It's alright. I've seen better, that is for sure. But he's a 10th down in the first sector of the lap through the tricky middle sector. So difficult for traction, but Chicken Owens negotiates it between obviously the chassis of the Red Bull, the beautiful rear traction you get from this lovely car. It's just brilliant for a track like this. Obviously it lacks on the straights, but in the corners, in the traction zones, on tyre wear, the Red Bull is arguably the best in all those departments.
And Big C, you can see a lot of oscillation on that front right tyre as the car undulates through the hairpin. as we goes down the straight. Can that Red Bull pick up the horsepower in the Renault powered engine? He's in hot lap mode. He should probably go down to overtake. He's got a little bit of ERS, but he's going to have to harvest it into this braking zone as he pumps the brake pedal. Here we go. Chicken-O's out of the final corner. Can he better his lap time? Can he do it? Yes, he can. But what about JP Greenwood? Big C, JP Greenwood.
Yeah, JP Greenwood on a set of ultra. He's currently P17 on the grid. His main rival, Eurofin, is not present tonight. So he'll be looking to get ahead of the likes of AMS and Giuliano Manu in that Mercedes-Benz. Obviously with a beautiful horsepower, but he's not really using much ERS. JP Greenwood feels he doesn't need to use overtake and hot laps. An interesting choice from JP, Josh.
Very interesting, but I think, you know, a man like JP likes to do things his own way, and we'll see what he can do on those ultra soft tyres. But you know, I think he's really got a chance of scoring points this race if he, you know, with the rules.
So he was 5 seconds off, now he's 3 seconds off.
Fantastic.
Who else is out there?
Dano.
Jack Tyler goes P13 as Kingdom Martin calls it a day. But here enough, and there's loads of drivers out there flying. Froome's out there. They're all out there. Chicken Owns is going for... No, he's not. He's not going for another lap, so...
Oh, there's a pit lane blockage. I've nearly been hit. I'm trying to report. I've nearly been killed in the pit lane from the Renault of AMK Future.
Yeah, no, you can see loads of drivers coming out of the pit lane. Sorry, Josh. You've got Bugatti, you've got a Renault, you've got many cars fighting. There's a Jack Tyler out of the way. Oh, this could get messy.
Yeah, I think Mr. Grumpy will be looking to improve his fortunes, going down in P9. So Mr. Grumpy in the Red Bull will be looking to improve his fortunes. And he's on. And CC Brain! He's been disqualified because the wrong way.
Rubbish.
Disappointing as well. It was Warren Haig, P5. Great up there for Warren Haig with the Renault. P4 for Warren Haig with CC's DSQ, so very impressive. But Mr. Grumpy, I think, will be the next one to set a lap. In the Red Bull Racing, DRS wide open.
Purple sector 1 for Mr. Grumpy. So we'll see where he goes.
Attacks the chicane boost wheel. Mr. Grumpy in the front.
Oh my goodness me! Mr. Grumpy embarrassing him to the Canadian Grand Prix qualifying here in FP. Ooh. But who else is out there? There are surely other drivers. What about Uyazim? He's too far back. Giving it up.
Yeah, Tom in the Toro Rosso, currently P13. P11.
Oh, not good enough, but he's got another run. What about Wacko in the sister Toro Rosso? Josh, you can see this man coming down the pit lane. What can you see?
He's flying. I'm seeing he scrapes Mr. Grumpy's stricken remains.
No,
comes to the line now. No. Okay. Tom AJ.
Warren Haig, currently P4. No, he's using their words as well. So we need to look for someone else.
Tom AJ.
Oh.
In the Toro Rosso.
How many times do you want to go on board with Tom AJ? What about Giuliano Manu? He's further up the road in the Haas.
In the Haas car. Gunther Steiner looks on. Currently down in P15 gold, using overtake a bit too much for my liking. He needs to be using hot lap a little bit. Runs wide into gear 1, up to gear 2. Very rusty. He's had a few weeks out, but yeah, look, he's used too much deployment earlier in the lap, so he's going to run out. So I think if I was Joel, P11 is where you want to be on a fresh set of boots.
But Giuliano Manu knows the pressure's on as he slings the car around the hook. Here we go, out of ERS, takes the shortest run to the line, scrapes the grass on his way, and he goes second. It's a front row so far for Giuliano Manu. Oogie's called it a day. Rubbish. I think
Abiodun is the main one.
AMK,
Dano first. It's Dano and Bugatti first, but I think there's a lot out there. There's many drivers out there. Dano goes P3. But I think it's Abiodun in the Williams Martini Racing. Claire Williams looks on Frank's in the garage, but Abiodun can't improve. I don't think he improved.
No, Big C, it's over.
P4 for Abiodun there. So an exciting quality. Just going to be Chicken Owns on pole position with Giuliano Manu on the front row of the grid.
Unbelievable. Giuliano Manu on the front row of the grid. Oh, just when the stars align. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely phenomenal. Giuliano Manu proved the doubters wrong as he qualifies on the front row of the grid, Big C. And
yeah, a sensational lap. That obviously Giuliano Manu lost the FP title in dramatic circumstances, but yeah, just take us through the grid quickly.
Chicken on pole from Joel and Dano, and Abiodun in 4th, and 11th is Uyazim with AMS 12th, Grumpy 13th, Wacko 14th. A plethora of experience outside the top 10. And Jack Tyler looking to dig his teeth into one of the most legendary drivers on the site as he starts from 16th on the grid. Now these drivers will be ramping themselves up for the formation lap.
I was looking at the leaderboard there at the end, and Giuliano Manu in the Haas, fastest sector 3 times. Obviously he knows how to take the curbs. You know, all his experience going through that. Didn't crash like Mr. Grumpy, you know, didn't have the experience get to his head, and fantastic. Man of the match in that quality session, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Had he utilised his errors perhaps a bit more better, pole position could have been possible. I think from the front of the grid, Giuliano Manu certainly will be eyeing the lead at the start. But, you know, Joel, you know, we're finally recovering after his title loss.
I agree, Big C. Let's just say a hello to some of our viewers. We've got Gaming Alimonda in the stream. We've got Game Freaker. We've got C-Tice Demon, Matt Romano, as some people call him. We've also got Ian Simcox. We've got Cablo here. We've got onto the podium. We've got Lordy Boy, who tuned in for a minute or two. And we've got Hayde as we wait for the formation lap to get underway there. Looking at cars getting away very slowly. Not many drivers want to put down any rubber here.
Yeah, so the top 10 all starting on the hyper soft tyres. I mean, I'll be surprised if it is an easy one. Sort of last week, but outside the top 10, it's Oogie Azim and AMS on the Ultras, along with Mr. Grumpy. But Supers for Wacko, the Ultras for Action Track with JP and CC Brain, who got disqualified in dramatic fashion on the hardest tyre, the super soft tyre. So, you know, I think one stop will be the aim for the guys outside the top 10, but starting on the softest compound tyre, it's so easy to overheat the tyres, isn't it, Josh? But I mean, I think in F2, you yourself and Aaron have learned how to look after the tyres, how to manage them.
Yeah, thank you, Bixie. It's a very delicate art, you know, especially with this new formula of racing we've got in this modern age. The tyres, they're like sheep. You know what I mean? Sheep. If you shear the sheep, there's nothing left. You know, the sheep just can't work anymore. And that's what these tyres are like. You have to treat them with care. Lap 1, lap 2, lap 3. Because if you push too early, the temperatures go up and there's no going back. So I think, you know, drivers like Dano, Giuliano Manu, maybe Abby Oden, if they look to preserve the tyres, if Chicken Ohms, you know, gets a good start, and they can capitalise later in the stint.
Yeah, and we've got Ash Best starting from 15th on the grid in the Williams, so he'll be getting himself into some of the battles. But Jack Tyler and JP Green was sent straight to the grid. They're going to be starting on very, very cold tyres. Wacko, the highest placed runner on the hardest compound here today, the super soft tyre in 14th, so he'll be going very long into the race. But Ugi Azim on the ultra softs in 11th, you know, the prime position to start. What can he do? But we're going to turn our attention back to the front now, as Giuliano Manu lines himself up on the grid there. Look at how many cars have been sent back to the grid, nice and early. This looks very messy.
It does. There's a big mess, but I think we're all ready for the start of the Canadian Grand Prix. Round 4 of the season before the 2-week break, the winter break, or the autumn break, I think is better.
Yeah, and we're now waiting to get underway. It's Chicken Ohms on the right, it's Giuliano Manu on the left. There's a delay with the lights, but they're now underway. Here we go. And we are away here in Formula Performance here for the Canadian Grand Prix. And Giuliano Manu making a brilliant start. Will Chicken Ohms keep it down the inside? A little bit of contact, but Giuliano Manu using all of his experience as he parts the car on the exit and takes the lead. Further down, we've got Kingdom Martin battling very furiously as he goes wide, so he's out of shape. He's going to be under attack here, Big C, from Warren Hayde.
Yeah, a great start there from Warren Hayde up to P7, but yeah, all sorts going on. But I think it's a relatively clean start there with it, you know, with everyone getting through nice and clean. The Ashbest up to P14, but yeah, all going on. Bugatti up to 4th as well.
Ooh, yeah, Bugatti and Abby Oden, I believe, are alongside into this tight corner. Who's going to give? Neither wants to give, and Abby Oden has to cut the chicane. And rejoins unsafely. I wonder if Kingdom Martin's going to have a little go at either of these two. What's going to happen down to the hairpin? Kingdom Martin trying to go around the outside of Abby Oden. It's going to be a horsepower battle. Abby Oden all out of sorts, and Kingdom Martin gets the move done.
And Warren Hayde challenging Dano now for P6. Fantastic start from both the Renault cars, gaining 4 positions altogether. So fantastic. And now Warren Hayde challenging Dano. Can he? Hasn't got the horsepower.
Great from Hay there, backing out, but Abiodun will be looking to make a move on King Moto. Bugatti had a shocking run out the final corner, but Julian Manu 7 times up on the rest. But I think warnings, corner crossing players will be crucial. Aaron Oogie Azims down to P16, P17 to Oogie Azim.
Awful from Oogie Azim, 11th on the grid. Nothing's going right, but I think he's just made an overtake here on CC Brain. Oogie Azim, a man broken. It's just not going right. He's got a long way to go, and now he's behind Wacko, who's on the super soft tyre. A strategy gone to pot for the Rawalpindi Express.
Yeah, but while that's all happening, Julian Manu is struggling. Chicken Owens looks really assured in that Red Bull, closing the gap to 4th of the second, but Bugatti dropped off to 1.8 seconds. So the top two are pulling ahead here.
I'm just going to have a little look at Dano. Is he attacking in the hairpin?
God.
He is. He is.
Dano.
Oh, down the inside Abiodun.
Sensational.
Yeah, Abiodun's got to defend here, Big C. But look at Hay.
Abiodun, Dano in the Ferrari, but you know he's got all sorts of Warren Hay. He's looking up for it. He's very aggressive. Look at all the airs he's using. 33% part of that too. Warren Hay. Not a fan of this formula from what I've been told, but yeah, loving that overtake mode this evening.
Yeah. Oh, there's a move here.
Martin down the inside of Bugatti. Oh, there's a bit of contact there, a bit of contact. But I think Martin getting the elbows out and getting the job done in that Ferrari. Joel 2 tenths ahead, so lots going on.
Yeah, we'll stay with this one. Actually, we need to go with Chicken. Chicken looking really close to the back there, isn't he, Joel?
Yeah, I think Joel is struggling for grip, and Chicken Owens would have the DRS, obviously 3 DRS zones round the circuit Gilles Villeneuve to improve overtaking opportunity. Joel's struggling with those rear tyres, obviously, and there's yellow flags out there. Is that Cabrain or is that Abiodun? Is it that virtual safety car? The virtual safety car has been deployed.
Oh, you know what? Some drivers could pit here and put on a better tyre compound. You know, it could work in their advantage. It is a very short pit lane.
CC Brain's already pit. Sorry to interrupt. CC Brain pit the last lap. And
it's not work, Josh. What can you see in the pit lane? What can you see in the pit lane? The VSC's
I see
out.
People coming out. Yeah, I see engineers rushing out. I'm not sure all the teams are rushing out.
What teams?
Maybe bluffing. I see the Ferrari rushing out. I see the Toro Rossos. The Toro Rosso engineers definitely out. So we'll see if they come in.
Oh, it's busy.
The car's in, it's Martin.
Oh,
Martin,
there's
the Ferrari.
Abiodun.
Yeah. The Ferrari, as I said, 5-second penalty for the Bugatti with a collision. Embarrassing.
Oh, we're back underway. Green flag conditions.
Yeah, very busy pit lane. The Williams are having to queue here. The Williams
Maybe
are
a
match
mistake
best.
there, yeah.
No, I don't know who that was. It might have been someone else.
I don't know who had to queue, but Dano is up to P3 in the Ferrari. But Aaron,
It's Jack Tyler who's
AMS
queuing.
of
Sorry.
Ultras.
Jack Tyler had to queue. Sorry, Jack Tyler. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's all happening out there. Isn't it? Warren Hayes up to 4. Mr. Grumpy from the Olden Goldies having a little scrap out here tonight. You know, these two old men have lived life to the fullest, and now they're living life again. And look at them, absolutely enjoying themselves. As Tom AJ, another man, creeping to his 30s, having a little look at flying throne. And it all makes a little bit of contact there. Big C, is there anything else you can see out there apart from this battle?
No one was keeping an eye on Julian Manu and Chicken. Chicken Owens using a lot of airs, sorry, down the main straight, but I think that has the Ferrari powers has got a little bit more. But yeah, I think Chicken Owens is just positioning himself, looking after the tyre. A little bit better than he's sliding around. He's losing traction in the crucial areas. So,
but Warren Hay under threat from Dano. He has to go defensive to the inside. Dano trying to go around the outside. And Hay makes that car as wide as possible. But what's happening further back? I know Tom's keeping an eye on flying throne, but nothing seems to be prevailing. But what about CC Brain and Jack Tyler? This looks like a battle that could go down to a messy end here. Jack Tyler defending for his life, Big C.
Yeah, so yeah, great stuff from Jack Tyler. You know, he's had a tough week, but you know, you can fight, you can get a name for yourself. And obviously, CC Brain coming off the back of a second place in F1, looking to restore some pride, but Udi Azim and CC Brain, 17th and 18th, a shocker for the McLaren team.
A shocker. There's another battle developing here. It's Ash Best and Tom over 8th place here, Josh. You know, these are two drivers you know very well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Tom, you know, creeping into his 30s, Ash Best creeping into year 13. So we'll see, you know, how these two ages stack up next to each other on track. He's on overtake mode here. Oh, down to low ERS from Ashbest. Obviously waiting, using some intelligence to wait to try and overtake. And Tom now hot lap mode, using down to overtake. I'm getting lost in the ERS screen. Down to low, goes down the inside, and Ashbest makes the move.
Professional overtake. And big
Yeah, Johnny O'Malley's had a bit of a moment. He's under all sorts of pressure. Mr. Grumpy gets past up against AMK, but yeah, Johnny O'Malley is really struggling out there. And Joel's had a moment. Joel's had a little moment, a little bit of over. So the tyres are screaming. Johnny O'Malley is going to have to fight hard.
He sheared the sheep, Big C. He sheared the sheep. He's over. Oh, no. He's definitely overheated those tyres at the start of the race.
It's a man who doesn't look like his former self, struggling with the tyre temperatures on this game. A man who's fallen from F1 into F2. You know, he just can't seem to find these feet this season. Hasn't had much
Mr.
mileage
Grumpy
on this
on
game.
Dano as Dano runs wide at the hairpin. I think Aaron, Mr. Grumpy on these ultra soft tyres will be one to watch. I think he's going to get this move done easily, but he needs to be careful because Dano can be quite aggressive. Mr. Grumpy round the outside, surely not.
Oh,
as Dano pits.
Oh my goodness. And look behind Big C. Got Frome. No, it's AMS going to have a go at Grumpy. Goes down the inside. And Grump's round the outside. Push him wide. Push him wide. Come on, run that. Wrench that car out. And look at that. Mr. Grumpy leaving a lot of space. Very fair racer. Surely I'd brake later if I was here for Mr. Grumpy. And yes, he does. Beautiful as you like. But what about... who's this man behind him? It's Flying Frome. Is he going to have a look down at AMS? He does. He goes down the inside. Oh, three very experienced drivers, respectable drivers. I think all three are stewards.
They are indeed. So a great battle there, but from is on Architect of Piper, so it's going to be very tough for him as Joel still leads the Grand Prix, but Mr. Grumpy I think will be one to watch as he looks to reduce the gap to the top two on those ultra soft tyres.
Yeah, and we're watching Chicken here overtaking or trying to put in a threat to overtake Joel.
No. Abby Oden's had a crash.
Oh, let's have a look.
Hit for wall. He's just hit for wall and lost
JP
P9.
Greenwood! JP Greenwood on Warren Haig! What a move! JP Greenwood with a sensational move into the hairpin. Warren Haig didn't know what was coming. JP, beautiful. Take a bow.
Leaders are pitted. But JP Greenwood making a name for himself on the stream. Warren Haig wants to come back at him, and look at that. JP Greenwood wrenching the car around as he falls victim to the Wall of Champions. JP Greenwood caught up in a battle we really didn't need to be involved in, and he is out of the Canadian Grand Prix. Oh my goodness me, Big C, what on earth was that?
JP, because he was so great. He just threw it away there. Sensational scenes. Poor JP, and obviously Bugatti got caught up in that as well, so a big shame for those guys.
Yeah, and Chicken Owens has come out behind Abby Oden.
Yeah, I was going to say Johnny Manu did very well in the pit stops. He didn't get... I think Chicken Owens got held because he's dropped behind Haig and Abby Oden and Future. So Joel's got a nice gap now to second place.
Joel's in a great position. But who stopped? Yeah, Kingdom Martin stopped under the virtual safety car, and he's a couple of seconds ahead. Obviously, they're the most on the fresh tyres as well.
Chicken Owens
I think Joel is in a great position.
On Abby Oden, sorry. Oh, look at that. Abby Oden's got nothing left, like Ian Beale. As he launches an assault onto the back here of Abby Oden. Abby Oden tries to go defensive, but Chicken Owens wants to win this one. And Abby Oden making things extremely difficult in that Williams. If you can't race to win, race to destroy, Abby Oden's going to surely go down the inside here to defend this one. Is this a wise move, Josh?
No, I'm not sure. I think he's maybe going overly defensive. He's fighting a battle which isn't his, but he feels like he has to show his drivers what he's about in the Williams. So we'll see if Chicken Owens can get past. It's very important for Chicken because obviously Joel's in clean air now, getting away, so he needs to make this move quickly.
It's costing him a lot of time.
Yeah.
And another man creeping into the action is Dano. So Dano's probably thinking to himself, maybe I can get a podium out of this. But here we go, Chicken Owens down the inside of Abby Oden. Will Abby Oden break later? Yes, he does. Ooh. Round the outside, a little bit of contact. But no, Abby Oden goes straight to the inside. Look at Dano goes past the pair of them. Surely Abby Odom has to back out of this one. He's going to understeer into his corner. Oh, he just avoids contact. But what a double overtake from Chicken Owens. That's an incredible move. And look at that. It's going to be a battle of horsepower down there. Both cars have got DRS. Who is going to be braver on the brake? Surely Abby Odom can't. He's got a broken wing. Chicken has to do something, and Abby Odom defending for his life. This is incredible battling, but surely he's got the move done now. Abby Odom making life as hard as possible. He's going to come right back across to defend the inside. Yes, he does. Oh, was that a late move? No. This is frustrating for Chicken Owens here, Josh.
Yeah, very frustrating. And what else is quite incredible to me is Dano running 0 ERS deployment despite having a full battery. You know, obviously not used to his new formula, not racing in the Equal Power League, so not really sure what he's doing. And yeah, Chicken Owens on the back of Abby Odom here, really costing him loads of time.
Inside, Josh, but this man playing it safe, very respectful in his battling.
Yeah, but Chicken Owens there, and he's now 8 seconds behind Giuliano Manu. So I don't know what's happened to him, but I think Giuliano is flying up there, 6 runs up, and he's in a great position to challenge for the win today. But the likes of Grumpy and NS will be doing one-stop strategies, and much sure Joel will be on a one-stop. Where it's important to recognise that this is the shortest pit lane on the Formula 1 calendar, so you don't lose much through the pit lane compared to, let's say, Silverstone. AMS and Grumpy. Oh, AMS round the outside, Mr. Grumpy with the elbows over. AMS has the high ground, but he will have the inside line into a bit of oversteer, a bit of contact. Look at just the traction, the experience from Mr. Grumpy there, Josh. It was just beautiful.
Fantastic, it really was. Well, he used the trap, you know, he forced MS to lose control of the car. So
yellow flags, yellow flags. Where is it? Sector 3? Is it
Jack Tyler?
Oh my
Jack
God.
Tyler, has he got a puncher?
I don't know him, but I've never seen a car move that slowly before out on a racetrack.
Jack Tyler pulls over. That is surely the end of his race. Ugi Azim disappointing day in 14th from White Chicken Owens. He cannot get past.
Yeah, Kingdom Martin down the inside, so interrupts on Wacko into the sector chicane, and he's up to P5 on a set of super. So great from Kingdom Martin there.
But next, 9th, 10th and 11th, it really is a scrappy. Abby Odom defending for all he's worth, and Dano down the inside. No, he can't do it. Chicken Owens absolutely frustrated. His strategy is going to pot here.
Here in AMS and Mr. Grumpy, I'm afraid, to the back of the lead of the Grand Prix. AMS with your eyes wide open. And I think it's going to be a slam dunk manoeuvre into the chicane. Cuts Mr. Grumpy off there. The disrespect. But nicely done there from the Sauer.
AMS is out of the EOS. AMS only has 8% on his battery.
Yeah, but we do need to go back to Chicken Owens, because this is really a battle that just isn't going anywhere for Chicken Owens. A man who was leading the race, who started on pole position. His race has absolutely been destroyed behind the Williams. It's almost like Sergio Perez being stuck behind Sergei Sorokin. And Chicken Owens, oh, he's a man who's in absolute disarray at the moment. He needs to get this move done. Abby Odom making the cars wide as possible and absolutely costing this man the race. But we're going to go back on board with Joel, who's going to be challenging Wacko here. Surely this is going to be a routine task.
Here and Mr. Grumpy, I'm afraid, it's the battle for the lead again. They're nearly side by side through the mid-section chicane as we come down on the run down to the hairpin. These guys have got the elbows out, they're battling hard. As we'll be trying to go around the outside of the head. They're not a wise move, but I think he'll have a good exit. But you just won't have the slipstream. You won't have the horsepower of the Ferrari.
There's so much going on. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Kingdom Martin just hit the wall, and now Joel's right on his rear. This is from a net lead onto the leader's pit, I think. Oh, there's too much. It won't go.
AMS now.
Mr. Grumpy down the inside of AMS. Sorry, I don't know what you're on about, but yeah, he leads the Grand Prix. AMS leads again.
But Giuliano Manu having a go here. Down at Kingdom Martin to the battle for 4th here. Both of these drivers have bad blood between them. One wanted the other kicked out of F1. Look at that bad and nice little love tap from Giuliano Manu as he shows Kingdom Martin who the better driver is, as he embarrasses the Ferrari driver to make that move up into 4th place. Absolutely phenomenal. And Chicken Owens and Abby Odom, look at this big C. There's 4 cars scrambling here, and Chicken Owens has finally made the move. But what about Dano and Flying Frame? Surely Flying Frame needs to get this move done soon.
Off the inside, got the corner.
What? Oh, what a move. That's a brilliant overtake. What about Frame? Is he going to follow pursuit? Oh, phenomenal. Abby Odom put up an absolute fight. If you can't race to win, race to destroy. Need to make some headlines. Now Flying Frame needs to get this move done, but AMS and Grumpy, sorry, I need to watch this big C. Look at that, they're absolutely having it out, the two stewards.
There's too much going on. It's a battle for the lead as well. AMS and Grumpy down south by side into the final chicane. It's all kicking off over at the Circle Gilles Villeneuve as AMS backs out as Grumpy leads the Canadian Grand Prix once again.
AMS pits.
AMS pits.
Oh, Grumpy's gone straight into the side of the wall out of the exit. I don't know if he's picked up a bit of damage. You know, a violent man using his car as a weapon. Where will AMS feed back out? He could feed back out into some traffic because I know Dano and Flying Frame are absolutely battling, so it'll be interesting to see where these guys come out relative to AMS. They're going to be in front, so AMS having a very poor pit stop window. He's been undercut by Frome and he's going to come out right behind, not right in front of Tom AJ.
Oh.
Tom won't like that, will he?
No, not at all. But I know AMS will be going on the end almost. Going to the end almost.
Oh,
soon.
Ashbest bottled it. He's bottled it again. Ashbest has spun it round in the Williams. A torrid time for who was dubbed as the next Big C, the next goat of the site. But Ashbest, a torrid time.
You wouldn't see
down
Big
to
C
P6.
crashing in that part of the track. You know, that's what all I'll say. And now back aboard King Dong Martin following Giuliano Manu. I think. Oh, actually, no. Yeah.
This battle's not done, is it?
No, it's not done. Personal battle, isn't it? It's a personal battle.
Yeah, Kingdom Martin doesn't like to be embarrassed, and Giuliano Manu will be worried for his safety. Kingdom Martin, you know, has been embarrassed once, but he won't be embarrassed twice. Gets a penalty on his way. Giuliano Manu has got to, you know, be careful here, Big C.
He certainly does. You know, it's a personal battle. But Josh, you know all about personal duels with the likes of McPhee and others, so you know how would Joel be feeling? How would Martin be feeling? He's just been barged out the way.
Yeah, you know, when it's personal, you know, it's about more than position. It's about reputation. It's about your own inner belief to get in front of a driver. You know, who's been talking down to you. So King Don Martin doesn't believe Joel's good enough to be in F1, but obviously Joel's now beating it in a slower car. So King Don Martin, you know, he's gonna have a fire in his stomach. You know what I mean? He wants to rive past Joel. He wants to really. When he gets past him, you want to twitch the steering wheel to the left just to show him who's passed. So we'll see if he can.
But Joel's going to be in the DRS here. Mr. Grumpy, these two are currently in a party. So I wonder if there's going to be a little bit of joshing going on. And Giuliano Manu loses the rear end as Kingdom Martin frightens him out of the way and reclaims what is the provisional race lead. So Giuliano Manu getting the strategy wrong, but he's coming back at Kingdom Martin. This battle is far from over. And Mr. Grumpy finally retrieves to the pit lane like a bear, going back into their shed after failing to cut any prey for their cubs. But here we go, Giuliano Manu attacking Kingdom Martin. So this battle's far from over. Who else is out there, Big C?
Yeah, you know, it's not about the battles, but I think in terms of the net lead, I think Joel and Martin will have to pit again. I believe it'll be Flying Throne will be taking the net lead if these guys have to pit again. So if Martin and Joel have to pit again, I think it'll be Froome who'll be in the net lead of the race.
And Uzi Azim, Big C, you know, let's have a word on it. This man's having an absolute torrid day out in 12th place, isn't he? You know, 12 laps on those super soft tyres. Where's he going? Nowhere.
Yeah, I think Uzi Azim has to look at him. So he has to change his approach. Perhaps he needs an arm around the shoulder. He needs a bit of support. That's what you need in these tough times. You go through tough times in your career, but you know you need people around you to get you through and back.
Oh, there's a battle up the front, Kingdom and Joel. Oh, look at we missed this. Look at this. This is going to be a horsepower race down the straight. Josh, take us through this.
Yeah, and Kingdom Martin now tucking in behind Joel. Looks like Joel has lower wings, has more straight line speed, but Kingdom Martin's not going to let him go that easy. So we'll see on this next straight here if he can get close. Oh no, poor chicane, but Joel wobbling, penalties, you know, an unstable driver at times, Giuliano Manu, but very experienced at the same time.
AMK and CC, sorry, there's been a change for position for the final
but here I
point.
think there's going to be another change. It's Mr. Grumpy on Ugi Azim. Uses the DRS, uses the ERS, and an easy move for the experienced Mr. Grumpy there.
Yeah, Ugi Azim is having a horrendous race, isn't he, out there?
I think he needs to get back to basics, Ugi Azim, you know, crashing and just no pace, it seems like. Maybe, as Big C said, needs a teammate who's going to coach him to wins, like I did in season 12 to Giuliano Manu at Bahrain. You know, support them to win the race. And I think that's what
someone like a
needs.
Harry Redknapp, you know, or
like
Steve
a Harry
McLaren,
Redknapp, exactly,
you know,
or
good
Dean
coaches.
Marney.
Yeah, I don't know where Dean Marney came out of, but Checking Holmes here, putting Haig under a lot of pressure as special Red Bull guest this weekend. Kevin Nolan looks on former Notts County and Leyton Orient midfielder and West Ham captain. But Big C, Chicken owns here. Can he make a move on Warren Haig, who's refusing to move out of the way? Oh, see you later.
No, I think he just let him through. Yeah, Haig's got 100% of the year, so I don't know if these guys are teammates or there's a bit of mutual respect, or you know they're just good friends in the DMs. I'm not sure, but yeah, nice from there to from Haig to let Chicken owns through. But next week through, we'll be taking the net lead of the race, assuming like some Joel and Martin will have to pit again.
Can I just make a comment? Every single driver on the grid, in the race, has a penalty. Every single one. Embarrassing. I know it's a hard track, but still, you need to keep it in between the white lines. As Ashbest pits. Sorry, CC Brain pits. Goes past me in the pit lane.
That's alright, but flying throne here next to have a go at Warren Haig. And Warren Haig's starting to use his ERS, so I think Warren Haig has got his eyes set on flying throne for this one. It's like a man who picks and chooses what he wants out of McDonald's, doesn't let the parents pick for him. And Warren Haig, very greedy here today, looking to make a name for himself, looking to spoil the affairs for flying throne. But with that exit there, I have a feeling Warren Haig is not going to be able to defend himself down the straight here, Big C.
No, he's not. I was just watching the time. So as Martin taps the wall, he's tapped the wall. I'm not sure he's got damage, but yeah, Martin does tap the wall on the exit. The wall of champions. Surely no matter is struggling on those old soft tyres. Martin on the super softs. Wacko though, 17 laps on those super soft tyre preservation. Fantastic for the Toro Rosso driver.
But here we go, flying frame on Haig. No, Haig goes defensive. The man knows who he wants to battle, and he wants a bit of Frome this evening. And I think Frome fancies a bit of Haig. And while these two are scrambling over positions, AMS will be coming back into the picture slowly but surely. And Mr. Grumpy well out of the picture. He took those ultras way too long.
He did, but he would have the freshest tyres again. But Froome was well up the road, 7-8 seconds, I think. So yeah, it's going to be very hard for Grumpy. I think Froome will be the one to watch, assuming there's no safety cars, and so, but also AMS.
King Don Martin on Giuliano Manu for the lead. Sorry, but look how close it is. These two personal drivers, not the biggest fans of each other. Let's see if King Don Martin's going to squeeze past Joel here. Droop past Joel like honey. Let's see. Oh, too easy. It's going to go on all race, I think.
It certainly is, but I think they've got to work together. I know they don't like each other, but I think
Frome around the outside of Haig. Haig refusing to give up, and what an overtake from flying Frome. Oh, gets right up and against the wall, but Haig coming right back at Frome, refusing to give this one up. Frome doesn't know which way to go. Will Haig go for a move down the inside? He does, but no. Frome better on the brakes, gets that move done. Busty driving, and Haig gets dispatched at ease.
Yeah, and I think watching Haig, I've noticed one thing.
Sorry, Big C, the battle for third and fourth.
Yeah. Big C, I completely agree. His ERS management is not up to scratch, is it? Full and then none. You know what I mean? Rubbish.
Yeah, Wacko's tyres look absolutely finished as Chicken Owns does the up and under, the Martin Brundle. And I think it's going to be an easy move on the Toro Rosso Honda driver down the inside. And what a move from Chicken Owns. And there's ass in the mix as well. It's Froome catching up.
Yeah, these two have mutual respect for each other. F2 admins, but then Giuliano Manu's also an F2 admin. Apparently I'm an F2 admin. Everyone's an F2 admin. It's a league in turmoil. And Flying Frome moves up into fourth. And what about this? He's having a go at Chicken Owns there. Chicken Owns, the nephew of Flying Frome is making that overtake as easy as possible. Look at that. Walker goes into the pits. Did he hit the back of the Red Bull?
Yeah, he did. He got damage. So embarrassing from Wacko. That's why people get demoted from F1. Mistakes like that.
Yeah, and yellow flags are out.
In sector 3 there's a wing, there's some sort of damage. I think someone's hit the wall of champions. I saw debris all over the track. I'm not sure if you can see it.
Joel's been in. Joel's in.
Grumpy.
And he came up P8 on a set of ultra soft tyres.
Okay, Big C. Thank you for the update. But Mr. Grumpy, Big C, has lost both of his end plates.
Yeah.
Aaron, I'm not surprised. He struggled to get the car into that game all race. I'm not sure what you think, Josh, but Mr. Grumpy, he's just...
I'm not sure.
As well as I thought.
Yeah, I completely agree. I feel like he's not trying hard enough. Some drivers try too hard, but he's not trying hard enough. He hits the wall and he just carries on. I don't really understand was debris on the track.
Oh,
And
Dano
he just-
down the inside of
Oh.
Haig. Sorry, there's a little bit of contact down there. I don't know if Haig's going to like that. He doesn't like when drivers touch him. Haig's surely going to battle this one hard. Well, Dano only in mode 2, but will Haig fight this? He's got to fight this. He's got to do something. He goes right back into the DRS, but no, lets him go. He lets him go. Sorry, I'm back into the slipstream I'm in. As
Lots
Kingdom
of
Martin
cars in the
comes in,
pits.
so there's a response from Kingdom Martin in the Ferrari. Did he pick up damage in that? He's just coming out of the pit lane.
I'm not sure.
It'll be close between him and Joel. I think Joel should be ahead, but into the braking zone we go. And he's right behind Jolyon in the move. And they're both battling AMK Future, the F2 driver, who's not performing particularly well this season.
He has a but a side by side with the Renault and the Haas. Jolyon Manu trying to get the move done. There's going to be a little bit of contact. Inevitably there is a little bit, and he just barges him out of the way. Jolyon Manu bullying drivers out of the way. As Kingdom Martin will also be looking to bully his enemy, Jolyon Manu, into the head.
Yeah, and a lot of harsh words for him in a private stream which was aired and shared. You know, tea was spilt, and now look at them.
Oh,
they're
contact.
absolutely battling over what could be a race win because they've got better tyres than the rest of the guys. And Grumpy's out. Grumpy is out. Mr. Grumpy out at the Canadian Grand Prix. Big C, could we get JP Greenwood in here if he's still online?
Yeah, we'll get to see that shortly, but I think there's more relevant drivers sort of to focus on a minute of the virtual safety. I was in there, it's Warren Haig's appearance. Warren Haig has hit under the virtual safety car.
Amazing.
Oh,
Amazing for
unbelievable.
Warren Haig.
Tactical genius. Where will he come
Yeah.
out? This is a very good move. Oh no, there's a delay.
Stop. Oh, yeah. I don't know if there was a stop by penalty. Josh, what did you see down there? Was it a sticky wheel nut?
I think it was a sticky wheel nut. I think the left rear gunman couldn't quite, manoeuvre the wheel. So struggled to get the car released, and see then from Mr. Grumpy crashing in the third time this weekend. So not great from Mr. Grumpy.
Yeah, I mean,
JP's just making his way to the pen shortly, so hopefully we can hear from him.
yeah, well, we hope so. But Big C, who benefits under the VSC? At this moment in time, there's drivers on super softs are going to struggle to get temperature into their tyres now, surely.
That is very true. I think Warren Haig certainly has benefited significantly, but Joel and Kingdom Martin will be challenging Froome, Dano and AMS for the lead of this Grand Prix. But of course, it will come down to penalties as well. But we will have a nice concertina towards the end of the Grand Prix between 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers.
Do you think the top three can get to the end, Big C?
I think AMS and Froome can. Dano, I think, will find it hard.
Right, so it looks like a 5 or 6 way battle for the lead at this rate.
Yeah, and AMS putting Dano under some pressure. He's got better tyres. He needs to make that move in the Sauber. That AMS KRR, as he's known as on Twitter. God knows what the KRR means, but it'd be good to ask him for AMS sporting a Brazilian style helmet here. So I wonder if he's got a little bit of Brazilian blood in him. Who knows? Very mysterious man is AMS. The admin of the league in the Sauber, and he's not really putting Dano under any pressures. Jolyon Manu is hunting down the pack here. It's like 5 dogs battling over a piece of meat. Well, it's going to be that in just over half a lap, I reckon.
Yeah,
Joel
it really
and
is.
Kingdom Martin are rapidly catching. I think Martin is just a bit of a mess. He's just hit the wall and he's got damage. I saw a little bit of debris there. I don't know if they'll have to throw out the safety car to pick up that debris, but I think Kingdom Martin was a bit ragged in that Ferrari.
Messy driver, and Aaron, if
Dano's
Jolyon
in.
Manu does win, if Jolyon Manu does win this race, what would it mean to him? After
Well-
all he's been through, what would it mean to the driver if he managed to win this one?
I think it'll mean a lot of confidence. It'll feel like a rebirth of a career. It's like a man who's gone through 5 pregnancies. And he's finally succeeded. Jolyon Manu, a man who really needs a result here today. He's desperate for a result. He's gagging for a result here, Big C.
He certainly is, Aaron, but I think we're going to be seeing a great battle. There's a few battles developing, but this one I'm
Dino
going to love
CC
to
Brain
see.
side by side out the pits, and Dano
No,
keeps
we'll-
the position.
Yeah, I've seen it. I think we're going to go back with Kingdom Martin and Joel and
I think Warren Haig on Ashbest is going to get really close as Ashbest has this with Warren Haig with 100% of the airs is still in number 1 for the airs. So yeah, Haig on those sets of ultra soft tires Ashbest on 10 old super soft in the Williams.
Joel and AMS, I think this is going to be a routine pass too. These drivers are battling over the title last season. Both missed out to Jack Lacey, who's left both the FP League and the F1 League. A quitter. What a move from Jody Ranamanu. He moves up to second, and now Frome is what separates him from first place.
Yeah, Warren Haig and Ashbest down into the final chicane. I think Warren Haig will have the inside. Ashbest is not one to give up. I think he might on this occasion. Ashbest tries to hold it naively, and Warren Haig just gets the job done. Naive from Ashbest, I'm afraid there. Warren Haig has the high ground.
Oh, see you later, Ashbest. I don't think he's going to have to defend this one, but he'll try. He's angry. But no, beautiful move there. Ashbest picks up a penalty. It's all gone pear-shaped. Just pick and choose your battles, and he didn't pick the right one.
It's a naive defensive. You don't want to go side by side into the chicane. You've got to set it up for the next corner. It's very inexperienced.
Over and done with. Kingdom
Martin and AMS.
Lovely as your life around the outside. No, not yet. AMS doesn't give up, defending hopelessly. He might as well just let him go. You know, what have you got to gain? The driver clearly wants to show some fight, but I ain't seen much fight today from AMS. And Kingdom Martin makes a brilliant move around the outside.
Passive from AMS, very passive driver AMS. And Kingdom Martin, not passive at all. He's got 7 penalties this race, Aaron and Big C. 7 penalties Kingdom Martin has picked up as he moves up to the podium positions. And now a bit spread out at the moment. Only Ashbest and Wacko close on. Oh, actually, no, AMS, ignore that. AMS and Kingdom Martin still quite close. And Joel
Wacko and Ashbest. Ashbest is coming back at Wacko. But I don't think there's going to be much to battle over. It's only the final point. Tom having a torrid day down in 12th. But what about Ugi Azim? Let's look at him for a second. Look at him. Shameful performance today. I mean, I'm embarrassed for him, Big C, you know. Why does he keep putting himself in these vehicles if he hasn't got the pace or quality?
Sorry, Ashbest is out of the Grand Prix. No, he's had a spin, sorry. He's had a spin in the first sector. I mean, Ian, you know, you've had a decline in form after many years of success, but Ashbest had a couple of seasons of success, and he seems to have declined already, so I don't know if you've got any comments on Ashbest's recent form.
Well, I think, you know, fragility is what comes
to mind. Chicken Owens in the wall! Chicken Owens in the wall!
Yeah, he's out of the session, Josh, he's out of the session, but Ashbest, you know, a man, you know, he could do so much more, you know, but Kingdom Martin and Joel, they've not given up yet. They're still battling over what is second place. So, I wonder if Joel's low on fuel.
I think Joel isn't low on fuel, but Kingdom Martin has got damage, so I think it's quite interesting to see what's going, but I think these guys need to get a move on. Flying through him is 3-4 seconds ahead of Martin's got issues, he's understeering. The tyres, because they're not working, they're not sticking to the racetrack.
Yeah, this is a very long race. If I could wrap the stream up now, I would.
That's be a shame for our 19 viewers. A great viewing figures for FP, you know.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of speculation regarding the TV rights following the break, but hopefully we can retain them here on Iran F1.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of people at their heels looking to take over the FP stream. You know, the admins are not happy with what's been put on offer. You know, they want a brand new, you know, before it's like get rid of Sam Allardyce, bring in a Slaven Bilic, you know, let's revamp things up. But will it go tits up? Who knows? You know, fighting for the rights here for the Formula Performance League as we watch Kingdom Martin just drive around hopelessly in third with 7 penalties. A driver who needs some nourishment, doesn't he, Big C?
He does indeed. As Ugi Azim has held up to Ashbest. Is a nourishment a drink? I could do. As Ugi Azim. He's not quite in the RS range, but I mean, there's not really too many battles. I think CC Brain and Dano could be one to watch. But, you know,
fuck them! I want to watch these guys. I want to watch a bit of Ugi Azim pressurising Ashbest. You know, Ugi Azim mentored Ashbest, but to be honest, he should be mentoring himself at this moment in time. I'm just, you know, I do feel for him. He's got talent, he's got speed, he's got You know, he knows how to drive, but why has it gone wrong for him? He's going on the grass every corner, Big C. From what I can see on the stream, he's touching the grass at every corner. Look at that, touches the grass as he goes into the braking zone. You know, the line just isn't right, Big C. What's wrong?
No, Ian, I don't think it is. I think he needs to have use a 2-week break to look hard and try and improve these lines. I'm not sure what he's playing at, but he's looking for that P11. You know, P11 in the Williams, in the McLaren in real life is a great result. So I think if they get that today, I think deserves some credit.
No, Big C, it's just not working, is it? For Ugi Azim, you know, it's just not working. It's just not working. Who else is out there making a name for themselves? Is it Dano?
I'll tell you what else isn't working here inside from its Giuliano Manu on those old soft tyres. I think flying from his pace is outstanding on 18 laps, super soft tyres. I think throwing a lot of credit. Obviously, penalties will indeed play a part.
Yeah, I'm going to go back on board with Dano. Yellow flags, who is it? Surely, is it Abby Oden? Has he packed it in? Yeah, he looks a little bit slow out of the corner. So Abby Oden in the Williams, just not a good drive. I wonder if he's just going to bring it back in 14th. Just press the pause button and let the AI bring it back for you. As he spins out here spectacularly. Oh, gets out of the way of some of the drivers battling. That's Ashbest and Ugi Azim. So, hey, Abby Oden a lap down. Flying Frame picks up a penalty, Big C.
Yeah, another penalty. I think Josh will be keeping a track on the penalties for us in the latter stages. It'd be a nice surprise if he's across the line, but I think it's going to be Giulio Manu and flying over, but AMS Renault not getting too many penalties, but I think that goes out the window on a track such as the circuit Jules Villeneuve. As Ugi Azim is now in DRS range.
Ugi Azim, here we go. Can he do something right with the wheel? You know, this is a man lacking confidence, lacking form, lacking everything, and Ashbest let him go. Was that a bit of sympathy there? Just to say to Ugi Azim, there you go, have your moment on the stream. You know, but will Ashbest come right back at Ugi? Ugi using the DRS. It's almost like the DRS isn't working that well either as he touches the grass around there. But the move's done and dusted. Moves up into 11th, but I don't know if he's going to get any points as Kingdom Martin picks up his 8th
penalty. Embarrassing. But also,
Dano,
I'm not sure if you want to know.
Dano on 8! Oh.
This is personal. I know Dano and Haig have raced for years, and there's disagreements. So, you know, on board with Dano here in the Scarlet Red, Scuderia at Ferrari. Arriva Benny looks on, you know, he's jigging the leg. He's a bit nervous, I think, because Dano's got a reputation of sending one down the inside. And we'll see if Warren Haig can hold on.
Frome's picked up another penalty as well, so that could be crucial.
Which driver in? I missed that.
Frome's picked up a penalty.
Yeah, he's got 5 penalties. Joel has 1. So unless things go wrong, Giuliano Manu on for a race win here.
Yellow flags and set.
Oh my god! Oh my!
Oh my god! Did he try something?
What was that?
At turn 1, turn 2.
Abby Oden was there. Big C, Abby Oden was there as well. I don't know if anything happened down there.
Abby Oden is attacking AMK. Abby Oden is driving and he's attacking AMK. Oh, here it is, all kicking off.
Oh my goodness me, Abby Oden surely has to get out of the way. And Haig's been pushed wide. Haig!
Oh, it's all kicking down.
Oh
dear.
This is
disgusting.
It's all kicking off. There's yellow flags everywhere. Abby Oden's left the session. Oh, he needed to get out of the way, didn't he? He's a hazard. Oh, Dano! Oh, rubbish! Awful! What on earth is that?
Yeah, from what I've seen here, Abby Oden was alongside King Don Martin when they were in the wall, so I'm not sure if an incident happened there, but if so, disgusting driving from the Williams.
Yeah, Big C, it'd be interesting to hear from Kingdom Martin at the end of the race, you know.
It certainly will be interesting to hear what went on, but you know, we'll have to see who we can get in the pen afterwards. But we've got a race on our hands, and it's CC Brain and Dano. CC Brain looking to make the move down the inside of Dano. Leading the steering wheel, and there's we'll see something looks around the outside of Dano.
Up and under, easy as you like. No, surely he has to back out. CC's got to back out. No respect, but Dano leaves in space. If that was me, I'd punt CC into the Brain. Disrespectful overtake. In my opinion, Big C, disrespectful.
Yeah, it definitely was a disrespectful move from Cabrain.
Renault over 4th, Big C. Take us
Yeah,
through
a
this.
bit too excited about nothing because we're not quite close enough as we come down. That's the
They
oh,
are close,
okay.
Big C, they are. 21
indeed,
viewers
as-
on stream. Go for it.
Yeah, oh, there's a little bit got Warren Haig. Only 29% of the ERS, but AMK has got 33% with the fuel issues. They're both in overtake mode. This is Pascal still a bit bull. Looks on the pit wall. Warren Haig will want to get this move done as he tucks away around the outside of AMK. And the cable break late, but no, he does Warren Haig. So late, so brave, they're gone.
Yeah, Warren Haig, one of the bravest drivers around, you know, puts his car in positions drivers wouldn't dare to put their car, and now he's in a very strong P4. But his ERS management, disgraceful this race from what I've seen. You know, if he worked on that, he could have won this race, I believe. Awful ERS management, and now...
No, I'm going to stick up for Haig. I think he's been one of the drivers of the day. A phenomenal driver is Warren Haig, one of the best on the site, a former Constructors winner in the PSGL F1 League, you know, a true veteran of the site, loved by most, hated by all. But this man is one that I love. A fantastic driver, Big C. You know this man for 8-9 years. He is a true credit to the site, isn't he? Warren Haig.
He certainly is. He just gets the job done, you know. I respect what he's achieved. I respect his driving style. And I think Warren Haig could be on for a big haul of points in a Renault car, which doesn't have the straight line speed. It's not suited to a track like this, but I think all the attention will have to be on Giuliano Manu as we approach the final lap of this Canadian Grand Prix.
But Dano's got something to say to CC Brain, I believe, down here. AMK's got to defend from CC Brain, so the battle for 5th is not over yet. AMK struggling. Is like a horse with one leg. And look at that, he's been overtaken by CC. What about Dano? Dano's too far behind, so CC will make this move for 5th place, easy as you like. AMK trying to hang it around the outside. There's a little bit of contact. Round she goes, CC. And beautiful defensive drive. And AMK lets CC go, and he's letting Dano go in the process. Around the outside, Dano's gone off-roading. And Jesus gets the move done. Oh my goodness me, horrendous. There's a blockage down there, and Wako will pick up 2 places surely. So Dano out of the way. But what about this? Flying Throne and Giuliano Manu, both of the Haas drivers. Who's going to win? Who isn't? Joel's going to win on based on who's got how many penalties.
Yeah.
That's
So a word on
sensational
Giuliano
drive.
Manu now. Big C, a word on Joel.
Yeah, Aaron.
I will take you to the line. It's going to be Flying Throne who will cross the line first. But Giuliano Manu, on his return back to the Formula One leagues, is going to be the FP winner. He should have been the F1 champion last season, but Giuliano Manu reigns supreme around the Canadian Grand Prix, the Gilles Villeneuve circuit, a man who's no longer with us. As AMS finishes on the podium, Warren Haig 4th, brilliant. What about CC? 5th. 6th for AMS. No, Wako picks up 6th, so Dano gets 8th. What about Tom? He doesn't usually pick up many penalties, and he claims himself up into 7th place. But Ugi Azim will pick up the final point after all that turmoil. It moves up to 8.
Fantastic here, and a bit of respect for Ugi Azim, I think.
Well, I mean, he was nowhere, but you know he's done his job, hasn't he? But Ash Best 11th outside the points. Big C, embarrassing or just rubbish or not good enough? You know what happened?
This wasn't his day. He's a very young man, and you just go through spells in life where it just doesn't go together. So, but I think here in it, we have to talk about one man. It's all about Johnny Owen. On his return, he's back on top of the podium.
What a drive! The man who did 18 laps on super softs in qualifying to get himself up to speed wins this race here today. Looking spraying the champagne. Gunther Steiner looks on very, very impressed with that man's performance. Great drive from Frome also to finish 2nd, and AMS picking up another podium. Consistent.
But here in Ugi Azim, no penalties, so you know he had a bit of a tough start, but you know he just managed the car, and you know P8 I think is a good effort considering what happened to him.
It is a good effort, no penalties, so well done to Ugi Azim. So Joel wins ahead of Flying Frame, AMS in 3rd. And Josh, do you want to take us through the rest of the drivers?
Yeah, Flying Foam in P2, AMS in P3, Warren Haig P4, CC Brain the German P5, Wako P6, Tom AJ91 P7, Ugi Azim P8, AMK Future P9, and Dano 94 rounding out the top 10. Ash Best and Chicken Owens not scoring points today, and Kingdom Martin with 9 3-second penalties, the biggest I've ever seen, the first of the DNFs. and
Yeah.
I think the podium finish is going to join the party.
Yeah, I'm just going to Big C recommend, if possible, it'd be good to get a word from Kingdom Martin, considering that not everybody has got a mark. I'd like to hear from Oogie Azim. I think, the man needs to be invited, Big C. Please. That's right. Get.
To kick things off.
Yeah, Big C, do get Oogie Azim in and Kingdom Martin. We're just going to start with Jolion and Manu. A phenomenal drive to win this race. A phenomenal lap time to put it on the front. No, you must be ecstatic. Back with a bang.
Yeah, I mean, I had 7 laps in time trial before the race. After a month away from the game, my best lap was a 10.2 in time trial. So I stuck on the super softs for quali, went the whole time, and then threw on the hypers at the end, and I was annoyed not to get pole because it felt like a good lap, but yeah, bit surreal.
And Big C, any questions for Joel?
Yeah, obviously, Chloe, I think, last season you went so close to the title, but, you're back, you had a little bit of time away, but, do you feel like, you got more motivation now, like, will this win put you in good stead for the rest of the season?
It's still, I've got some personal stuff going on, so that's why I've not been here at the start of the season, so it's still kind of one day at a time. See how I feel, whether I want to race. Like today I was pretty much set on not going to race, that's why I joined the session with 5 minutes to go. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's nice to get a win, obviously, it gives you a bit more motivation, but we'll see, one day at a time.
And Josh, any questions for Joel before we move on?
Yeah, well, obviously you and Fine Foam, I know you're good friends, in the same party chat, in the same car today. Were you in communication during the race? Did you know about his penalties? Did you know you were going to win the race?
No, I knew he had penalties. I was quite annoyed that I got one, to be honest, because it was just a bit silly, really. But I didn't realise everyone else was going to get so many. So I ended up winning by 13 odd seconds when really I crossed the line second. So.
No, well,
Aaron, I've got sort of something quickly for Joel. Sorry for another question. Well, Joel, obviously you and Kingdom Martin had a bit of beef a few weeks ago, and it looked a very intense battle. There was a bit of a wheel banging, lots of side-by-side action. So, how was the battle with Martin? Was his comments in the back of your mind, or was it just, focusing on the job at hand?
No, it was all good fun. I just stuck it in lane and used no ERS, and was happy enough to battle with him if he wanted. I was just concentrating on my tyre temperatures and my tyre wear because I knew I was going to need it at the end. I was never concerned.
Lovely.
Now, well, we'll move on to Flying Foam, a man who's been caught up in what some may describe as a shitstorm in F2, as the league admin, firefighting the division with drivers, getting race bans left, right and centre. So, coming into this race, surely, you must have been a little bit frightened, out on track, but you definitely made your strategy work. And, to come home in second place, you must be pretty happy with that result.
Yeah, pretty embarrassing amount of penalties though. It's like I knew Joel only had one, like he said, so I don't know how hard they were pushing it in, to be honest. But there were no brake marker boards in the last corner, so I think I cut it every lap pretty much because I just didn't know where to brake. So a bit frustrating not to win, but yeah, I think Joel might have had me on pace anyway if he knew that I didn't have any penalties. I think he'd have pushed a bit harder.
Okay. Big C, or Josh, any questions for Frame before we move on?
Yeah. Obviously, this is the first time we've seen the Hypersoft tyres in use for him. So, what someone in the commentary box described, looking after tyres as like shearing a sheep if you take the temperatures too high. Taking off the layers, then there's nothing left, and you suffer.
Who the hell was that?
Myself, Foam. So how do you, how would you describe your driving style out there today to look after those tyres, look after the fragile Hypersofts?
Well, I cut a lot of corners, so I didn't travel as far as most people did. So I don't know. They were all right actually. I thought they'd die after about sort of 5 or 6 laps. I've not done any running around Canada, but I was surprised I could get a one stop done. But they were pretty worn towards the end of my stint.
No, well done, Frame. I thought it was a great drive. We're now going to move on to Kingdom Martin. who drove really well but suffered a DNF, and we didn't quite see the collision, but we saw that there was a lapped Williams in the way of Abbey Oden. I don't know whether that had an impact on your DNF, Kingdom. Would you be able to explain what happened there? Okay. Have you got your voice on share? Apparently someone can't hear you. Yeah, the people are saying they can't hear, so we'll... Is it on?
It's on now, yep.
Alright, so, just describe that moment when you DNF, Martin.
I wasn't too upset anyway. I was checking the penalties behind me every single lap, and I knew I wasn't going to get a podium, so I wasn't devastated, but obviously I was driving well. It deserved some good points, but I was never going to get a podium anyway. I knew the guy behind me only had 6 seconds, and I swear to God I must have had about 21.
Yeah, well, you did provide some spectacle moments on the stream. Everybody loved it, so you put in a great shift. But it is one thing, that was brought up during the stream. If you call it a bit of dirty laundry, as Big C described earlier. You and Joel have had a verbal wars in the past. Is that something that are those comments something that you stick by, or are they something that you
nothing like that nothing like that I ever say is serious. Everything like that's banner.
No, well that's good to hear. So
clearly a better driver than me, so there's no point even trying that one, is there?
Yeah, well, I try it with Big C, and most often than not, I win.
Big C, but he's getting a bit old and washed up now, and he bless him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm second in the championship. I'm not on the verge of going back to X6 like other people. But I think we'll move on. We'll move on. I think it's just Ash Best left here.
Yeah. Please remain the party. We've got a question for everyone at the end. Ash, in 2 sentences, just describe what happened. Because you had a moment with Warren Haig. Everything seemed to be going well. You're on course to pick up some points, but when you had that contact with Haig, you just lost positions and inevitably ran out of the points.
Well, people took out brake marker boards at the last chicane, so I had to think of brake markers to use, and I only thought of one at like lap 31, so I was braking randomly. I got about 9 seconds worth of penalties for just not knowing where to brake, so I mean it's disappointing, and really just eventually I found my brake marker was right when the car had a little bump, so it's a bit sad that people took out those brake marker boards, but oh well, what can do, it's racing. So yeah, first day of doing Canada too, which was like sad, but oh well, hoping for
you've got
better
some
in
decent
F1, but,
mileage
yeah.
under your belt, Ash, so well done with that. Before we end, we've got a question for everyone. Ugi Azim, he's been struggling recently in the league, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on, what your league admin, can do going forwards, because it's, could he put himself in a better car maybe, Can I get your thoughts on that, Joel, on Ugi?
I think the man needs a break, to be honest. He's been flat out for season upon season, and nothing really, I think, sorts you out like a good break where you can come back and break any bad habits. But Ugi does a fantastic job, and he obviously loves what he does. So I wish him the best of luck, and I hope he does find form, because he's always deserved a bit of success, but always seems to be the same old problems coming up. But best of luck to him, and I hope he finds a solution.
Well, results don't, they aren't deserved. They need to be earned. Frame, what are your thoughts on, Ugi, who's suffering a bad spell at the moment? What can he do to, improve?
Well, he's still a second a lap faster than me, so I can't really slag his driving off too much. But yeah, I don't think he needs a break. I think he'll be back strong sooner or later. Just needs to keep going.
Okay, and yourself, Kingdom?
I don't really know him well enough to comment. Just keep practicing hard. See what he can come up with. The form will, if he's got the talent, the form will come back.
That's all right. And you, Ash?
Well, he's my teammate, so I hope he gets better and finds his form again. But really, just keep practicing, try and work out new things, see where you're weak, and yeah, that's how I improve, or how I'll try to improve now. So yeah, hope he gets better. But yeah, time will tell.
Okay, Big C, just before we end, any final words for the viewers, regarding the conspiracy around, the future of the FP stream?
Well, I think Aaron's one of the most energetic and I think everyone's favourite commentator on the site. So hopefully the rights are retained, but perhaps Aaron needs an energetic commentary, pairing. So me and Josh hopefully will be back at some point to add a bit more energy to the FP streams like tonight.
Okay. Thanks to Josh and Big C for joining me, and thanks for everybody for tuning in. The FP stream will be back next time at France in 2 weeks' time. Whoever streams, I don't know. We'll find out.